Hello, fellow gamers, and welcome to the Video Gamers Podcast. On today's episode, we're diving into a round of Gaming Jeopardy, so make sure to play along with us as we test our gaming might to see which host reigns supreme. But first, some introductions are in order. I am your host, Josh, and joining me... This host of the Video Gamers Podcast has an odd aversion to sugar and corn dogs, loves bandanas, and has the attention span of a squirrel. Who is Ryan?
Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah! I got it.
You win. I don't know. I've seen some squirrels. I've been out in the forest. I've seen some squirrels hang out for a while, man. A lot longer than I could.
I was going to say, tell me any of that part's false, Ryan.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah, good. Ryan, we are playing some Jeopardy today.
Yes.
You and I have both prepared a bunch of questions for each other. We are going to ask them and see who has the best video game knowledge, or maybe who gets the easier questions.
Yeah, exactly.
But this should be a lot of fun, man. We had this suggested to us by a listener in our Discord server, which we absolutely love. We love when people come up with ideas for episodes and stuff like that as well. And we saw this one and we said, you know what? We've not done anything like this before. This sounds like a good time. So here we are.
Yep, I love it. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I'm pretty excited for this one. This will be fun.
I came up with a pretty good list of questions, man. And so I'm wondering if you're going to get these. But even if we don't get them, the listeners we'll get them too, so
they can participate for sure, and just listen to how dumb we actually are. Well, I guess how dumb I am.
Oh, they should know by now. But if they don't, they're gonna find out real soon.
Yep.
Ryan, before we get into our game of Jeopardy here, we do have a couple quick little housekeeping things. We have a brand new epic supporter that just came through today by the name of Mesmers, who signed up at multiplayersquad.com to support the podcast with epic status. So thank you, Mesmers, for supporting this show and making this possible for all the world to hear.
Yeah, that support is mesmerizing.
Oh,
yeah.
All right.
I thought that was pretty weak.
Let me think about
that.
Hey,
I'll take it.
Now, I will say Mesmer was a class in EverQuest that was super important for raiding because they could keep things charmed and stunned and locked down and stuff like that. So I have to wonder if Mesmers is using an old EverQuest class is their name. If so, Mesmers, come to the Discord server and say hi, because I would love to reminisce about some EverQuest.
Oh, gosh, we don't need to get you stuck in a loop.
Oh, boy. And then we also have a review that has come in. Now, Ryan, this review is very special because this is the first review that we have gotten from somebody in Spain.
Oh, my gosh.
And... we're global.
We're global.
Yeah, we love when people from other countries leave us reviews because it's just fun to think about our voices being spread to the world.
It's crazy.
And people somewhere going like, yeah, let me check these guys out. So this one comes in from Jimmy Jamma 70B all the way from Spain. It's titled Best, and it says, "This is the best show I have ever seen. They are all so good, and I can't stop listening to this amazing, lovely podcast. They are so funny. Thank you for this amazing podcast."
Dude, I love it.
You know what, Jimmy Jamma? Thank you for taking the time to leave us a review and sending it all the way from Spain. How long do you think it takes for a review to get from Spain to us?
Oh my gosh, with postage and everything, that's quite a while. It's got to be.
You know what? This is a trivia question for you, Ryan.
Okay.
Not to put you on the spot, but I only know this because I looked this up yesterday. How long does it take for a commercial ship to sail across the Atlantic? So if you wanted to leave the East Coast of the United States and sail to Europe, how long do you think it would take?
Ooh, I wonder how different it is.
Assuming let's go with like a cruise ship or like a tanker, like, you know, an actual big ship, not like you trying to sail your way there.
My brain immediately went to 3 weeks, but I don't know how.
Dang it, that's right.
Is it really?
It is really.
I swear.
It says 3 to 6 weeks.
I didn't Google, so you can see. That's okay. Yeah, I figured. Yeah, around there. I mean, ships are a lot faster now. I wonder if it's different coming back. You know how it is like flying in a plane.
Oh, Yeah, I wonder. Yeah, I don't know if I don't think there's like open ocean currents or something like that. So I don't know. All I know is it says 3 to 6 weeks, and you guess 3 weeks. So that's a.
Dang.
You know what, Ryan?
You got to open the throttle, bro. Open the throttle up. We can get that. You down get a point already.
Although, unfortunately, your answer was not in the form of a question, so we cannot award you points for this one, Ryan.
Beep,
Sorry.
Beep, beep. Yeah. What is 3 weeks?
All right, Ryan, are you ready to get into some Gaming Jeopardy?
Let's do it. I'm ready.
All right. So this is the way this is going to work. We're going to take turns. We're going to go back and forth. We're going to ask the question like as if it was a Jeopardy question. You must answer in the form of a question.
Yes.
Because that is the rules of Jeopardy. So if you don't, no point for you, buddy.
All right.
I'll start us off, Ryan. I wanted to go with something that I know you're familiar with.
Okay.
But something that I think if you don't know the answer immediately is going to really bug you. Because you're going to feel like you should know the answer.
Oh, here we go. You're just going to wreck my night. You're just going to start off right away.
No. You might know this. And if you know this, you're going to sound super smart, man.
Okay.
Like super smart. All the listeners are going to be like, oh my goodness, this Ryan guy's a genius. All right, Ryan, here we go. This mythical dragon in the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim is the first and final boss of the main story. Now, you famously own about 6 copies of Skyrim.
I do have 6 copies of Skyrim. Oh my gosh, I know him and I can hear his voice. Alduin? Who is Alduin?
Dude! That is absolutely it!
Yeah!
Dang,
yes,
man.
I can hear it. Yeah.
Oh, man. I'm not sure. Ryan's on his game today. I'm not sure I like
you just
this
ask
one.
me. You can ask me. There's a few genres or a few game series that you can ask me, and I probably know most of the answers. Go outside of that realm, then we're in trouble.
I am impressed, Ryan. You answered that pretty well. So, all right, point for Ryan. Also,
you're right.
I
am excited. I'm amped up now, man. I feel so good now.
Oh no!
I can't wait till the very next question that I just don't know at all.
I don't know. We'll see.
Okay. Let's go with one. I have a feeling you'll get this one, but I think it's a good one. Sir Isaac Newton would love this legendary weapon.
Sir Isaac Newton, famous artist. Painted the Sistine Chapel, and also invented the what is the gravity gun?
There you go.
There's people going, he wasn't an artist. I know that, people. Ryan was just nodding when I was like famous artist, and he's like, yeah.
That's right. Yeah, you got it.
Yeah. No, man. All right, I like that reference, Ryan.
Gravity gun. Good.
Yeah. All right. Speaking of the gravity gun, Ryan.
Okay. All right.
This haunting city beneath the sea was once a utopia, but is now overrun by splicers and big daddies. Now, you know the game.
Yeah, it's absolutely BioShock, but what is
what's the name of the city, Ryan?
Oh my gosh, this is a good one. What is...
There's a million people right now
just
screaming
they
the answer out at their radios
and I
now.
freaking love BioShock, and I've played it. I've played 1 and 2 a million times, and then I love Infinite. Gosh.
All right, imagine you're getting out of the little submarine thing that takes you to the city, Ryan.
Yeah.
You go up those little stairs, right? There's that big stairway that leads you up, and then right at the top there's that banner that says "Welcome to."
Would you kindly give me the answer? I don't know. I can't think about it.
It's
Rapture.
Yeah, you heard me say it. You can't do that. Ryan's like, no. I start saying the answer, and then he's like, oh, is it Rapture?
Yeah. The second you said, I was like, yep, Rapture.
Yeah.
What is Rapture?
I know. That's one that's going to be right there, man.
Oh, that's going to haunt me. Literally. Down. That's like you said, it's you hear these on the radio, you hear these on shows and movies and stuff all the time, and you're like, why can't they get it? In the moment, man, I know that it's Rapture. I've played it a million times, but your brain farts and you just can't think of it.
When you are on the spot, it is vastly different to like access that information quickly than it is if you're just not even trying. And that's the thing. Everybody knows BioShock, but then they're like, wait, what was the name of that city?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
that's a good.
I'm gonna give that one to you because I knew you knew it before I got it out. So we'll count that as a win for you,
Ryan.
Well,
thank you very much, sir.
You just remember that.
Yeah, but I hit you with the would you kindly. So you really had no choice.
I didn't have a choice. You're right.
If anyone wants to give him gruff, you had no option. All right, let's go with another one here. Down your wheelhouse. Let's see this.
Ooh.
George R.R. Martin helped with this lore for this sword and sorcery title that won 2022.
What is Elden Ring, buddy?
Dang it.
I know Elden Ring, and I know George R.R. Martin because I read all those books.
I didn't. I knew the 2022 Game of the Year would probably give it to you.
I didn't even need that. All you had to say was George R.R. Martin, and I instantly knew the only video game that he has put his name even associated with is Elden Ring.
Okay, that to me is a surprise. I didn't, because I'm not familiar too much with Elden Ring and stuff, so I didn't know that.
Yeah, I saw a thing that was because it's George R.R. Martin, all of the bosses' names start with one of his letters.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, I'll be honest, I didn't go through all of them, all the bosses to see, but there definitely is something to that because you have Radon and Morgit. I don't know if there's any G's. The Fire Giant, maybe? I don't know, but yeah.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, I had no idea when I was just doing research trying to come up with questions, and I read that and I'm like, what? I was like, well, we'll see, but I should have known better.
Dude, I read his books, The Song of Fire and Ice, long before HBO ever picked up Game of Thrones.
Okay.
And the books are phenomenal. And it's funny because I remember when Elden Ring wasn't even really announced yet. There was only a couple leaks, and they said George R.R. Martin is going to help out with the lore on this, and I lost my mind, dude. I was like, oh my goodness, this is going to be so. And then come to find out, he really didn't do anything at all. And for the record, the lore of Elden Ring is the hardest thing in the world to follow. That's what
that's what I thought was
what are you doing?
Yeah, that's what I thought was the funniest part. I'm like, there's lore? I'm like, really?
Yeah.
I know people are gonna be like, there's lore, you gotta go here and there and find this, but yeah, coincidentally enough, I also speaking about things before they came out and were big, I listened to a podcast about Tiger King before the show came out.
Really?
So, no big deal.
That show was, dude, I remember when the world was so wrapped up in Tiger King, man.
Damn, Carol Baskin.
Yeah. Carol Baskin killed her husband, by the way.
She did.
Yeah. And fed him to a tiger. All right. Ryan, I really, really hope you get this one, Ryan.
Oh, gosh. Well, check it off now.
This attractive sidekick hails from the planet Dathomir and can be seen hurling green Night Sister magic.
I just wanted to let you finish. Who is Marin?
Yeah, dude.
Who is that sweet Marin?
I was like, if Ryan's going to get one of these, this is going to be it.
If I want some face tattoos, give me some Marin for sure.
Okay, all right, listen. I know we're getting sidetracked, but face tattoos. Every video game character I ever create, I'm giving face tattoos because they look sick, dude. And I'm like, what kind of hero is going to go save the world, slay dragons, rescue maidens, do all that stuff, and not have face tattoos?
This is true. So I'm the same way, but with scars. I'll do the facial scars, the big one across the eye or the big across the cheek. It lets you know they've seen some stuff and they've been in battle. You don't get to be a legendary hero without seeing some stuff, man. And having those scars shows you know.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. So, Ryan, let me ask you this.
Okay.
You see a person at Circle K.
Okay.
They have face tattoos. Do you automatically assume that person's a hero?
No. See, we're in the real world, not video game world, so I assume that they're a meth head. Sorry, anyone that may have face tattoos that is listening. But that's kind of where I go.
Yeah, this is where video games don't transfer to real life.
Yeah. Now if you're in a line and you see cauliflower ear.
Oh, you don't mess with that person.
You don't mess with that person.
I've learned that lesson, man. You look at the ears first.
That's what you avoid for sure.
Yeah.
All right, so is it me?
It's back to you.
Okay, let's see here. All right, in this game, there's a war over the Milky Way galaxy between three teams: a humanoid race, an insectoid alien race, and an exiled human race.
What is Mass Effect?
Ooh. BBB.
No?
Nope.
Wait, an insectoid Milky Way.
3 races: humanoid, insectoid, and exiled human race.
I'm trying to think of space games. Exiled human race. I don't know this one.
It is a space game.
Well, yeah, because it's the Milky Way. I did guess Mass Effect, and that's wrong. So I'll just go with that. But I don't know the answer to this one. Don't you tell me Elite Dangerous either, because it is. No, is it Elite Dangerous?
No, it's not.
I was going to be mad at you.
It is StarCraft.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. I guess the Zerg are insectoids, aren't they?
Dude.
That's what threw me. I was thinking like
what is that?
You're standing up like mandible things.
Yeah,
okay.
That's what they look like.
That's fair.
You are imitating the insectoid right now.
They are. I guess they are. They would be insects, wouldn't they?
Yeah, dude.
What are the Zerg considered insects?
I
mean, they're like biological creatures, but
insectoids.
Wait, and the Protoss are exiled humans?
No. Those are humanoids.
Oh, so the exiled humans are the Terrans.
Yeah, the Terrans. And then bro.
Okay.
Pay attention.
That's fair. That's fair. Okay, you're right. It's been I will say it's been a minute since I've played StarCraft. So.
And honestly, doing that question made me want to play again. I love RTS games so much.
All right, Ryan. Since we're stepping up the difficulty just a smidge here.
Oh gosh, here we go.
I'm going to give you a pretty strong clue.
Okay.
In Dead Space, this mining tool doubles as a devastating limb-severing weapon.
Well, I didn't play Dead Space, so...
Wait, you've never played any of the Dead? Not the original or the remake?
Never played a Dead Space. Blasphemy, I know. But I'm going to go with... Wait, read it to me one more time.
Okay, in Dead Space, this mining tool doubles as a devastating limb-severing weapon.
Megapick. What is Megapick?
A Megapick?
I don't know.
I feel like that's like a Minecraft weapon.
That does
Dude,
sound like
I just got the Megapick,
Bro,
man.
I got the diamond Megapick. Did you see?
It is the plasma cutter. You are an engineer. Like you're not a hero. You're not anything. You're just like you're not really the janitor. Like you're an engineer in Dead Space that's aboard this like failing space station where something went horribly, horribly wrong.
Okay.
And you have this plasma cutter that's basically just like a tool, but you can use it. You wind up using it as like your main weapon, and it's just a plasma cutter. So it's like, some high-tech like blowtorch thing basically, but then it can wind up shooting stuff and you just use it throughout the whole game.
That's what you
get
end up
upgrades.
using.
But it cuts off the limbs. Like you take out the legs for the aliens and stuff that are coming after you, and then they start crawling and
okay.
Yeah.
Is that more is that game, just to get on the game for a second, is that more like horror-ish or what type of...
yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I kind of want you to play the Dead Space remake because it is fantastic. So, public service announcement for anybody that has not played Dead Space, the remake is incredible. And if you like scary atmospheric games, Dead Space is hard to beat, man. And the remake is fantastic. So highly, highly recommend for anybody that has not checked that out. So.
Okay. Well, you got me on that.
We're tied.
Yeah. Like I said, I know my specific series of games, and I didn't play much for like the last 10 years until I joined the podcast. I was
a little worried. I didn't know if you had played Dead Space or not. So I was kind of like, this isn't going to be fair to Ryan if he's never played it. But fine. Megapick, we got Megapick out of it.
Life ain't fair, brother. We're good. Yeah. All right, so I got this one. Let's see here. This was the first handheld gaming console of this millennium.
Millennium. Okay. Oh my goodness. Well, the Game Boy came later. Wait, no.
So this millennium.
Game Boy? A millennium's 1,000 years. No, 100 years. 100 years. Oh, so we're in the 2000s now. Right? Dude, you're making this hard. I got to do math. I got to know millennium and time frames.
I told you I had some date ones, and you said don't take me on a date. So I'm going to
say PlayStation Portable. The PSP. What is the PSP? Dang it. Are we in the 2000s? That's the millennium, right?
It's Game Boy Advanced.
Dang it.
I think it was 01 it came out. So it's of this millennium.
The Game Boy Advanced. Now, was it really that advanced? It's got to be.
It was pretty advanced.
Called it the Game Boy Advanced.
Did you ever have a Game Boy Advanced?
This is the color screen. No, I never had a Game Boy or a Game Boy Advanced.
You never had a Game Boy in general? Really?
I know. Now, the Advance had the color screen, though, right?
Well, they had the Game Boy, then they had, I think, another one, but then the Game Boy Color. And the Game Boy Color was the big deal, because that one was, it was still like the regular one, but it was a little smaller. I had that, and, I had both. I had the original Game Boy, too, but that's when you got the Pokemon games, and you could play them, like, in color, and it was the coolest thing in the world. My parents would go to church group or whatever else, and I'd be sitting in the classroom and just in the corner playing Pokemon, all night. I'm like, yeah, we can go. I'll go wherever you want, Mom and Dad, as long as I can bring this with me.
As long as I have this with me.
Little 10-year-old Ryan was living life.
Oh my goodness, the Game Boy Advance. Do you know what year it came out?
I think it was 2001. Yeah, Game Boy Advance.
Okay, so right at the start of the millennium.
Yep,
Ryan.
Yep.
100 years? Period of 100 years. No, that's a century. A millennium's 1,000 years.
I was waiting. I was going to let you linger on that for a while, but yeah, that's.
I was like, wait a minute. That's a century's 100 years. Millenniums. Now, how long is an epic, Ryan?
An epic?
Yeah.
Is that?
I don't know the answer, so you could tell me anything.
Oh, okay. So, 432
because then it goes.
years.
Doesn't it go epic and then era, or is it era then epic?
Dude, I have no idea. You're asking the wrong man. Dude, I don't, time is, like we said, time is a man-made construct, brother.
Time might be a construct, but it is time for us to take a break, Ryan!
Oh, what a segue! Oh my gosh!
All right, we'll come right back after this quick break. All right, Ryan, it's my turn. After you threw time periods on me, and then handheld consoles, the Game Boy Advance. I don't know none of this stuff, man. I have a feeling you're going to get this one. This one I know is up your alley. But Ryan, this one is actually an audio Jeopardy question.
Oh, okay.
All right. Okay, now I'm going to give you the question, and then I'll play the clip, okay?
Okay.
This quirky character in Resident Evil greets players with this iconic line.
What are you buying?
Oh, man, really?
You know this.
I know this.
You know this?
I know this. And I can hear his voice in like my soul right now.
Oh, yeah, because you've heard this many. I'll do it one more time. This quirky character from Resident Evil greets players with the iconic line.
What are you buying?
Oh, man, this is killing me. This is the worst game ever.
There may be a context clue in what he says, right?
Yeah, I don't remember, dude.
It's the merchant.
Oh, just the merchant.
That's his name. He ain't got a name. He's just the merchant.
Who is the merchant? Who is the?
There you go. I mean, he asked you, "What are you buying?
What are you buying? What are you buying?" Gosh darn it! Man, because there's so many of those in so many different games. And so some of them have names, some don't. That was a good one. See, some of those like that they're tricky. They're a little bit tricky.
Your brain knows it right away, but then you're like, wait a minute.
It's just the merchant. Oh, run to the merchant. Oh, I got to go grab something from the merchant.
Bob is actually his name, but
oh yeah,
little known fact there that I just made up.
Yeah, nice. Okay, this one should be a pretty easy one for you, bud. Because I'm gonna come back, unlike you gave me. Let's do this. In this online game, you play as a champion to try to destroy opposing teams' nexus.
Oh, that's League of Legends. What is League of Legends?
I should just ding you for answering wrong.
You should. Dang it! It's so hard to not just blurt out the answer.
You want to just shoot it out right away. You're like, oh.
Fun fact, I've played a grand total of about 3 matches of League of Legends in my life.
Really?
That is when I discovered I do not like MOBAs, man.
You want to know how many I played? 0.
You've never?
I've never played League of Legends.
Did you ever play Dota 2? Or have you ever played any MOBA at all?
I played...
Deadlock. Deadlock's a MOBA. You did play Deadlock.
We played Deadlock, and I wanted to rage quit like the entire time we played it.
Yeah, so, MOBAs are not my jam.
I'm not a fan of it, man. I don't like the paths and the way they all work. It's not for me. I know people love them. My little brother loves Dota and stuff, and he plays it all the time, but it's just, I don't like them.
All right, you gave me an easy one, Ryan. I'm going to give you an easy one. This neon-soaked dystopia in Cyberpunk 2077 is known for its towering skyscrapers and crime-ridden streets?
What is Night City?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ding, ding, ding.
Bing,
That's
bing, bing.
That's a gimme.
That's a gimme. Well, thank you, bud. I appreciate
There you
that.
go. Mhm.
That's what we're looking for. Collaboration,
Ryan's
teamwork.
like, more of those, please.
Please send me more of those, not like specific names, unless it's Skyrim or Red Dead or, All right. Let's see here.
Also, you know what? Night City. I don't think Cyberpunk gets enough credit for Night City. Night City is one of the best settings, like the most well done settings in a video game, dude. They said that they wanted to make that city alive, and just driving around Night City is bananas, dude. So credit to them for what they built on that. The fact that you can go out to the suburbs and even the desert and the surrounding areas is awesome, but Night City is a fantastic place, man.
Dude, it's so good. And then you see the guys with these mods on, and you can't tell sometimes if it's a real video or not.
Mods?
Yeah, you'll see this guy on a motorcycle doing like just who knows what speed, lane splitting and whipping between cars, and you're like, oh my gosh! And then you realize that it's, you read the title and you're like, oh, it's Cyberpunk, but it looks so crisp and clean and good. It's unreal, man.
If any of the listeners have not looked up the realism mods for Cyberpunk, just do yourself a favor, go to YouTube and search for that. It's pretty unbelievable, to be honest. Now, I'm pretty sure that these things can only run on a NASA supercomputer.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what kind of processing power it takes to make the game look that way, but it's hard to believe that that's actually like real, but it is.
Yeah, bro. I only need like 4 4090s, to run it. That's all. Sweet. All right. Let's see here. This deep sea adventure, you must always be on the lookout for the Leviathan.
Okay, this is really funny because my next question to you is literally for this game.
Was it really?
I'm just going to read my question because this is actually really funny because we did not share our questions with each other.
We made these and kept them secrets.
My question is, in this aquatic-based game, you might survive off the water found in a bladderfish.
Ah!
And the answer is what is Subnautica, but that is hilarious that you asked me a Subnautica question when my next question to you was a Subnautica question.
Well, that's what we do, Just
now, would bladderfish have triggered your memory?
100%.
Yeah, because you need them. Like you're looking, oh, give me that sweet water, man.
Yeah.
I need that fresh water.
Bladderfish,
also
100%. Yeah.
Where do you get the water from a bladderfish? Do you squeeze it? Is it like a canteen? Do you just like right in? Are you wringing it out like a towel?
Well, no, it's probably got a bladder, and then you cut the bladder open, and it goes, oh, my stomach. Why are you doing this to me? And then you're just like,
oh, my water.
You're just squeezing his water. He's like, oh no, I need that to live. And you're like, yeah, whatever. And you're just squeezing his water out.
I like the idea of a towel where you're just wringing it. Like it's just the fish and you're just squeezing it out. Like water drops trickle out.
And then he like.
Also, we do not condone the squeezing or wringing of fish on this podcast, by the way.
If you find an actual bladderfish, let me know, man. Because I'd bring that thing out. That'd be cool.
My brain might just because. This is so stupid.
Oh, here we go.
I have played a lot of Subnautica. You played Subnautica.
Oh, yeah.
In my mind, bladderfish water tastes amazing. It's like spring water. Because it's instantly refreshing. Yeah. So my brain goes like bladderfish water. Oh yeah, man, that's peak.
Like from the Alps of Lake Minnetonka. It's dude, it's the crispest, purest water you're going to find on that planet.
People know.
Absolutely.
Anybody that's played Subnautica knows. That water, pristine.
You're parched. You need something.
Delicious.
Oh my gosh, a bladderfish. Get it.
Yeah.
Imagine, I'm sure the bladderfish population took a big dive, once we started landing on that planet.
Just don't tell Nestle that the bladderfish water is delicious. They'll buy up all of them.
Right? Okay, well that one's good. I'm gonna do another little goofy one here for you. This one's for everyone in our Discord. I'm sure you will immediately get this. No problem at all. This person is Remnant 2's biggest supporter.
Oh, it's Jigglypuff right now. No, I'm just kidding. Who is me?
Who is me?
It was me. Hey, I will say this. I brought this up. I mentioned Jigglypuff because after years of me shilling for Remnant 2.
Yes. Literal years,
member,
people. Years.
Great friend of the show. Awesome member of the community. Jigglypuff was like, Josh, you finally broke me down. I started Remnant 2. And you know what they said, Ryan?
What'd they say?
Oh my goodness, this game's amazing. And I went, yeah, of course it is. I wouldn't recommend a bad game. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend a bad game to people. Who do you think I am?
One day.
All right, Ryan.
One day I'll play it.
All right, this one might be tough, Ryan.
Okay.
This beautiful, detailed city in Disco Elysium serves as the game's primary setting and reflects political turmoil. So what is the city that Disco Elysium takes place in?
Dead air, because I don't know it, and I'm thinking.
All right, I'll give you a clue. It starts with an R.
Rapture. What is Rapture?
No.
I'm just kidding. I can't remember, dude.
It's Revachol.
Revachol. Okay.
Now, does that ring a bell, or did you like, man, I don't remember that at all?
No, that's
okay.
Boop. That's out the memory.
Now you played. Now, to be fair though, you played Disco Elysium before the voiceover.
I did,
where it was all just text. See, I could never. As much as I love Disco Elysium, if I had to read all that stuff, I would have quit too.
Yeah.
And as sad as that sounds, because it's an amazing game and it's an amazing story, it's probably one of the best well-written games in a long time. But yeah, the voiceover is what makes that game to me. If I had to read all that stuff, I think I'd be like, yeah, I'm out.
Dude, half an hour in, I was like, oh, am I really going to have to sit here and read this whole thing the whole time? I was like, nope. See ya. Yeah. I'm out. See ya. As the Simpsons once said, I was brought here to lead, not to read.
I don't know if I would have gotten this one. Like, my brain says like, oh my goodness, like, but I don't know that I could have pulled the name of the city out of thin air.
Well, it's funny because when you read it, you're like, yeah, of course. But when you're asked the question just kind of point blank, your brain just goes, wait a second, and you're trying to draw on your memory, you're trying to remember what it is, and it just goes poof, out that back door. So, geez, that was a good one. What was the crazy kid that was annoying and
Kuno.
You wanted to kill?
Kuno. Yeah, I remember Kuno. I wanted to punch that kid so bad, and they were like, you can't punch me, I'll call cops.
Yeah, exactly. All right, I got one for you. Let's see here. This character thought he was Big Boss, but was actually a different code name.
Wait, he thought he was Big Boss? Okay, so this is Metal Gear. Big Boss is the main guy. That's who I played as in Metal Gear Solid 5. But he thought he was Big Boss, but he was actually a different character. That's the guy that flies into the base and tells me what to do, and I think is my boss occasionally. Kind of has the blonde hair. Looks like the guy from Call of Duty, kind of. I have no idea. I'll say this. As much as I enjoyed Metal Gear Solid 5, you talk about games with weird lore and Elden Ring, where it's hard
crazy
to follow.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, this guy's name is Big Boss, but really he was Liquid Snake, but really he was First Snake, but really he was this guy. And really he's the son of the White Mamba guy that you see in Metal Gear Solid 5 when he's a kid, because that guy had the DNA of this guy and then was spawned off as a clone of that guy.
Yeah.
And I don't know this one.
Well, it's Venom Snake is the one. So that's
what I said.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Good job.
Yeah.
Good job.
Yeah. No, but is there also non-venom snake? Because there are two kinds of snakes, Ryan.
Well, it's funny because you make a good point there, because the rest of the whole series, there's like Solid Snake, Liquid Snake, there's Solidus, there's Naked Snake, there's all kinds of snakes, brother. Metal Gear Solid has more snakes than you can freaking imagine, but
yeah, I can't follow that lore, and I'll be honest, I only played the one game.
Yeah, I know.
And I think if I had played all of them, and it's what's baffling to me is you seem to know this stuff.
Well, here's the deal: is like I've followed this series since Metal Gear Solid, and then I went back and played like the Metal Gear games on the old systems a little bit, but there's not much to those. But I know a lot about it, and there's so much that I don't know. it's insane to try to follow the actual series of events and the lore and the timeline that actually goes on throughout this whole kind of. It's insane. Like Metal Gear Solid 3 Delta that they're going to kind of release beginning of next year, first quarter, I think it is. That's the first chronologically of the whole series. So that's where Big Boss becomes. That's where he becomes Big Boss. He takes over the code name, and so yeah, it was. There's so much to it, man. It's wild.
Yeah, I'll just say this: Hideo Kojima is a weird dude and makes weird games, but also he makes awesome games, but also he makes weird games.
Yeah, and this is like this is what we were talking about too. We were talking about it kind of on the side with our thoughts of Dragon Age, and I totally don't know why I didn't think about this, and I'm going to take a little bit of a minute here for myself to just express this to understand what you guys felt. The thought of Metal Gear Solid, that series, changing the way Dragon Age changed. If they were to do that to Metal Gear Solid, to like my series.
Dude, I would take Metal Gear. Yes.
I would be irate. I would be so livid and so frustrated and like, this isn't Metal Gear. This is not what this game is. This is not what the series is. This is not what it's about. This is not what it's always been for 25, plus years. Yeah. Like, so I get when I thought of that comparison, I understand where you guys are coming from, especially Paul, who was very loved this series. Like I get where he's coming from with the Dragon Age kind of beef he's got.
Yeah. I that's a really good analogy, to be honest with you. Cause take your beloved Metal Gear, give it a Fortnite skin, and then make it to where you insult the characters to death or something like that, instead, where it just completely changes it.
Can't shoot anyone.
And, yeah. Oh my goodness, man. All right, Ryan. This one, I'm not sure if you're going to get this one or not, but I think the listeners will definitely get this one. Okay, this is an audio one again. This Song of Friendship was titled Saria's Song and was one of the memorable songs from this game. Here is the song.
Dun, 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 dun.
You know this song,
so you're asking me what game is it from?
Yeah, what game is it from?
Okay, what is Legend of Zelda?
You got to name the one.
Oh, which one it's from?
Yeah, which game? That's the series. What game is it from?
What is Ocarina of Time?
Yeah, dude. That I have always said. It's funny because I was looking for this clip and then I found like a video that's like all the Ocarina songs, and I was just sitting there listening to all of them. And I was like, oh my goodness, my brain remembers like all of these.
You know them
instantly. And it's been a minute
Yeah.
since I have played Ocarina of Time, but somehow those tunes are still just in the recesses of my brain.
And the funny part too is I think it's actually pronounced Ocarina. Paul always,
I think so, but
Paul always corrects us, but it's like, whatever, bro.
Paul had some weird pronunciation things too,
whatever,
though,
Paul,
so.
Dude. Yeah, we're calling you out, brother. Like
we're calling it Ocarina of Time.
Ocarina. It's because Ocarina. Yeah.
Yeah, the thing's made out of oak.
Yeah, dude.
Duh.
Hello. You can just change the name.
All right, Ryan. We're starting to run a little low on time. Let's do a couple more each. So pick out your best ones, and we'll do a couple more here.
Ooh, okay. This game company sold its 1 billionth game cartridge in 1996.
A billion game cartridges. Now, that's got to be who is Atari? What? Is it Nintendo?
It's Nintendo.
Dang it. I figured Atari had more time to sell than Nintendo did.
Dude, Nintendo went gangbusters, bro.
I mean, they did, and 96 should have told me something, but I was just thinking Atari's been around longer.
Yep.
And Atari was like the first like home console, so people were snatching it up, and that's
I think it just got kicked to the wayside once Nintendo.
The popularity of Nintendo cannot be understated.
For sure.
And I knew better than to bet against Nintendo, but man, I just went kind of Atari's been around a long time.
Dude.
I mean, they had 20 years to sell cartridges.
Yeah. Think about that,
well, maybe not 20 years, but
1 billionth.
That's a lot of cartridges.
That's a lot.
You know, how much much plastic is that? You know, we talk about recycling like water bottles and stuff, man.
Yeah.
Like, what about your old Nintendo games?
Exactly, man.
Yeah.
You know, if you're concerned, if you have old Nintendo games, Sega Genesis, you know, Atari, any of those,
send them to us.
Send them to us. We'll dispose of them properly. We're very environmentally conscious. We're gonna take care of the world. You know, just that's what we care about.
It was funny because I was going to reference that somewhere out there's a landfill that is equivalent to like Atlantis. Or like the City of Gold, where it's just like somewhere in the world, there's a landfill with nothing but Nintendo cartridges. It's like, we must find this place, Ryan.
That makes me think of in Futurama, where they found the asteroid of just old trash from Earth, and this was like a bunch of Simpsons
floating around.
It's like Simpsons debris and stuff, and it's got Bart on there, and he's like, "Eat my shorts." And
oh my goodness, that's great, dude.
Love it.
All right, this one might be a little hard here. This post-apocalyptic game story revolves around a courier who is tracking down a man in a checkered suit who shot them in the Mojave Desert. Couple context clues here, Ryan. I'll read it again. This post-apocalyptic game story revolves around a courier who is tracking down a man in a checkered suit who shot them in the Mojave Desert. Let me ask you this, Ryan.
Okay. Please.
Which Fallout games have you played?
I've played New Vegas and then 4. So then
what do you remember about those two?
So what is Fallout New Vegas?
Yeah, okay. There you go.
Yeah, thank you. Because like my brain was like,
gave that one to you, but
I'm like post-apocalyptic. I'm like running through all the different games. I'm like,
the man in the checkered suit.
Yeah.
He's the one,
it's
right?
here now. It's all here now. It's just like when you're thinking of it, you're like, okay, apocalyptic world, checkered suit. I'm like, what weird villain was a checkered suit? I'm going into all these weird. I'm like thinking of other characters and other games. I'm like, wait, no, apocalyptic, and I got to bring it back. You know. My brain goes off in weird, lines.
It's all right. Yeah. All right. Let's do. I got one more I want to ask because I think it's a fun one. So that'll give you 2 more total, and then we're gonna end this. So
okay, I got one here. This character used this phrase called "unrelenting force" to move objects. What were the words? Baby.
No, I know it. It's
yes.
It's the dos fromage. I can't remember the
You're just yelling gibberish, bro.
Dos fromage. It's the
Did you just say douce flabla?
No, it's nos frabo, nos fraba, nos. Dang it. Oh, what is it, man?
Are you ready?
You got to shout it, though.
What is Fus Ro?
Roda! Foos Roda!
Yeah.
I just had to get Foos first. Dang it!
What is the
Yeah, Foos Roda. There you go. Yeah. That was so fun, dude. When you got your first shout, and it was like, oh man, I got the dragon language.
Yeah, first you get Foos, and you're like Foos, and you're like, oh, that was cool. And then once you get all of them and you've done all your training, then you can just blast stuff everywhere.
Oh, yeah. And it had the little effect where you could see the air kind of shimmer.
You saw just, and then you just shot stuff all over the place.
Dude, coming up with that out of the top, I knew it was I knew this, I knew the syllables, I knew the consonants, but I could not put the words in the right order.
I'm so dumb with Skyrim that even my kids know that for sure. Cause I always yell Foos, they all know Foos Roda, That's
the main one. Can you name another one, Ryan?
As far
There's
as
a bunch of shouts in that game.
All the other shouts.
Well, not all of them, but can you name one other one? I can't, to be honest. You could make something up. And
I'm trying to.
Foos Roda is
biggity boo boo. No, I just know personally that once you got Dragon Rend and you could just drop the dragons out of the air, it was game over. You could just kill a million. And then I always had the mod where you could carry as much weight as you wanted. So I had so many stinking dragon bones. You couldn't
just walking around.
I just would go back. I'd had so much money.
Making your own museum of natural history.
Pretty much.
All right, Ryan. Now you have played this game. I don't know if you're going to remember this or not.
So
we'll find out.
Here we go.
I got a lot of clues in here. This roguelike co-op multiplayer game allows you to unlock a cast of characters like the Huntress, the Loader, Mole-T, and the Artificer. Do any of those ring a bell?
Loader.
Mole-T and the Artificer.
Artificer.
The Captain is another one. The there's the little cyber ninja guy. What's his name?
What is dang it. Dang, I can't even think of the name right now. What is it?
It's
what is Risk of Rain?
What is Risk of Rain 2?
What is Risk of Rain 2? Dang it! Dang it!
You said Risk of Rain.
I didn't get the point. I know, and you got to be specific. I'll take it. I didn't get the point. Mm-hmm. Darn it, that was a good one because I haven't had a ton of experience with roguelikes, and so that's what my brain first went to. But I thought you were gonna like try to juke me out, but I couldn't remember because I hadn't played it for that long. But darn, because it is funny doing research for this episode. And looking up stuff and then looking up video game Jeopardy stuff, a lot of people miss by saying Zelda and not The Legend of Zelda.
Oh yeah,
on actual Jeopardy. It's pretty funny, and so like,
dude, that's like Wheel of Fortune, where if they mispronounce, even if they say the word, but they mispronounce like the inflection in it or something, they're like, no, sorry.
They're like, yep, no good.
Yeah.
Dang it. Yeah. Well, oh, man, I'm so mad.
I hate to be a stickler. Sorry, Ryan, you missed that one.
That's fine.
All right, you got one last one, buddy. I'm going to get this one, too. I'm ending on a good note.
All right, you know what? Since the time seems to be such a hiccup for you, I'm going to ask you another time
dang
one.
it. I have terrible time memory, Ryan. I can't remember years. I can't remember when things came out. I don't know what I did last week versus last month, man. My brain doesn't work this way.
You're preaching to the choir. That's why I'm giving it to you.
Yeah. All right.
In this year, Xbox Worldwide was released.
The heck is Xbox Worldwide?
Xbox.
Is that like...
Xbox,
the release of the Xbox.
Just release of the Xbox.
This is going to prove to people I have no idea what time it is.
So think about it, man. I'm going
to say 2000. What is 2002?
Oh. Dude, you were so
close. Was I close?
You were so
Was it really close?
It's 2001.
Dude, was it really?
Yeah,
okay, I call that a win. I call it because I was like, my brain was like, I don't know, 2010, 1993, like somewhere around there. Like I was somewhere between like being a kid and an adult when that thing came out.
At some point. It is funny. Once you like get past high school or college or whatever, like time it all mashes together.
It starts to blur, man.
You know,
I had a 15-year window where I was like, there's this point in my life where this thing might have released because I remember playing it, but oh man, I have no time memory at all, which is really weird. So
that's fine. You were close though. It was almost 2002. It released in November of 2001, so you were pretty close.
All right, Ryan. I said I wasn't keeping score on this one, and I didn't. But we're gonna say you're the winner because I feel like I missed more than you on this one.
I don't know. I'm just gonna take that I remembered Alduin. So that's
honestly, you started off really, really impressive, and you came up with a Subnautica question right as I was about to ask you a Subnautica
hilarious.
question. So
I was trying to think of games that you'd played that I could like kind of throw something in just for you.
And honestly, getting not that the Ocarina of Time one wasn't an easy one, but you nailed that one too from the song. So.
For sure.
We're giving it to you. Ryan is the Jeopardy champion.
Yeah!
Now, for anybody that might have enjoyed this episode, besides just me and Ryan, I will say that we have talked about it. And if people liked this episode, we are going to bring in a third person whose name might rhyme with fall.
Schmall.
And they might have said that the next time we do this, that they will host and it will actually be you and I buzzing in to try to answer the questions first. And we will have a full Jeopardy board with categories. So
God, it's going to be
what we need to know from the listeners is if you enjoyed this episode, come into our Discord server. The link is in the episode description and let us know what you thought. If you didn't like it, I promise you won't hurt our feelings. But if you did like it and you want another one like this, come let us know. If you enjoyed this podcast and you want more like it, make sure you click that follow button or subscribe button on your podcast app. Follow us on social media at Video Gamers Pod. And if you want to be like the amazing, the great, the phenomenal Mesmers, who I'm really hoping played EverQuest, you can support the show over at multiplayersquad.com. It really helps us keep this content flowing to the world. I mean, all the way to Spain,
dude,
apparently.
Spain, we're global, man.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, exactly. So if you want to help support what we do, you can do that at multiplayersquad.com. That's it for this episode. Ryan, I don't know about you, but I had a lot of fun.
It was great.
Yeah, so it's always fun to test the old video game knowledge there. So thank you to everybody for hanging out with us and playing along with us. We really do appreciate it. We love gamers. We love games. So thanks for chatting those with us for the last 50 minutes. That's it for this episode. Until next time, happy gaming.
What is? See ya!